Okay, welcome back. Last time we got Shellmon join the city and Biomon evolved into Birdramon. And then we basically spent the entire time just doing stat grinding. And guess what we're continuing with today? Yeah, we're doing a whole bunch more stat grinding because I still don't have any chance of winning. I will get absolutely annihilated, blasted into next week if I go and try to fight the next boss. Or if I try to go and investigate Friesland. So, yeah, I currently pretty much don't really have much choice. I have to grind. However, just for once, I will show what the bonus try does. So, you do a slot rule. And unfortunately for me, I'm terrible at slots. I did try off-screen in between episodes just to see if I could do it, and I attempted like 30 times and won once. And if you do win, you do get like 4 times. Like, if you do manage to win, you get, I think it's like 4 times the stat boost. Although, realistically, I'm sure that look, I know that there's people who are insanely good at, timing slots and things. I am not one of them. And in the amount of time that it would take me to do that... Oh, and if you don't win, you get half the stat boost. So basically, in the amount of time it would take me to win, I could probably just do the regular training 4 times. So that's my current line of thinking for it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grind up to 3000 HP and probably like 2500 MP, and then we're going to step out into the world once again. Mostly just because, yeah, this game is, it's one that definitely needs you to be on top of things and, constantly, I don't want to say vigilant, but you do need to be definitely on top of things, and if you aren't, like, if your stats are not ready for a fight, like, if your stats aren't ready for the next area, the game will let you know about that in the most violent way it can, by, just mercilessly beating you to death. Because the game does not care for your feelings. The game does not care that you have spent... Like, the game doesn't care that you don't want to spend time training. The game says you will spend time training, and if you don't want to do it that way, you won't beat the game. Simple as that. Unless you just, cheat all your stats up, which you could totally do. Okay, I need to take another rest, apparently, because Birdramon is very, very tired. Pushing that boulder all day probably does that to you. And now Birdramon needs to go to the bathroom. Also, I should note, there are a few scattered around the world. Scattered around the world, there are a couple of other places where you can do stat training. However, I don't actually know where most of them are. I know that there's one in Gear Savannah. I know there's one on Trash Mountain. I think I actually do have access to 1 or 2 of them, but they're in areas that would be very dangerous for me to get to. So, in the interest of my own safety, I'm not going to. And the tiredness immediately came back. Birdramon, come on, I need you to do training. I need you to be, like, super reliable for this. Like, Birdramon, I need you... Oh, that's why, you're tired. Okay, that makes perfect sense. Okay, Birdramon, you have a little nap, and then when we wake up, we're going to push this boulder some more, and then you're going to get up to 3000 HP, and then we're going to let you go and run and sit under a waterfall for a bit, and then we'll be good to go. And I don't think I got the proper stat boost out of that, did I? I got the 88, yeah. We did get the 88 there. Okay. So I guess, while I'm doing this, I might as well just where'd I put my phone? There it is. So, while I'm doing this, I might as well just kind of ramble on about what anime I'm going to try to watch next season. So, as I'm recording this episode, it is September 21st. Which means that, whatchamacallit, fall, that's what the kids call it these days, fall anime season, will be starting in a week or 2. So I am just gonna go and see. So I'm gonna quickly consult my anime list and just see what's on next season, because I have to do I gotta do something to fill in time while I'm doing all this aimless stat grinding. Also, I'm gonna run out of money. 1, 2, 3. Oh, I'm actually broke. I'm actually, like, broke now. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get to, like, 2500 MP. I'm gonna get, like, 2500 HP, I think, and then, like, I don't know, like, 1700 MP. And then I'll just go from there. Also, 10 out of 10. I just realized a slight issue. I'm trying to I'm gonna try to ramble on about, like, shows I'm gonna be watching, but they're, like, I don't know what most of these are, and they're, like, primarily Japanese titles. So, like, I'll watch the 3rd season of ReZero. I know I'm gonna be watching that, because, I'm gonna be totally honest, I didn't like ReZero very much. Like, I didn't like ReZero very much, but at this point it's one of those things where it's like, okay, I'm committed on watching this. So, like, even if I'm not a huge fan of it, I will watch just because it's like, hey, it's on. And also, it's one of those shows that everyone's going to be watching anyway, so hey, I might be able to talk to people about it. Blue Lock, like, definitely watching that. And because, honestly, the first season was a show that I watched the first episode of and thought, like, it was one of those shows where I heard the premise, watched the first episode and thought, okay, yeah, this is gonna be, like, I genuinely thought it was gonna be bad, and then it's like, oh, this is actually, like, compelling. This is maybe the most I've cared about football in an extremely long time. Also, yes, I'm British, I call it football. I'm not going to call it soccer, I will not be moving on this. I will be calling it football. Okay, hopefully, we have the porta potty this time. I mean, we had it last time. We had it last time, and this time Birdramon has, you know, has more than 0 frames to use it. I've heard good things about the manga, so I'll probably watch Dandadan. And because that sounds like an interesting one. Other than that, I don't really know. Oh, the remake of Ranma is on. I might watch a bit of that. Like, I might watch that because I've heard good things about the original and I've never seen it. Probably because the original is, like, from the 80s. Like, I think the original's from the 80s. It's, like, either from the late 80s or the early 90s. And I've heard good things about it, but I've never seen it. Probably because I don't think it's on... I don't know if it's on any streaming services or anything. Also, like... Yeah, I'm gonna be totally honest. Wow, we really do just get no time, huh? Also, Birdramon is apparently very upset with me. Probably because I've done nothing but train since it was born. Let's give it some food. Maybe it'll be happier at me with that. I might watch a bit of Dragon Ball Daima because, you know, it's Dragon Ball. Like, it's Dragon Ball. It's always going to be, you know, the evergreen. It's probably fine, you know. Also, if I'm not careful, my Tamer level will go down because that'll count as a chem mistake. But also, I can't help but realize that having Centarumon get rid of the tiredness didn't really get rid of the tiredness. So my main thought is that bugged? Does that just not work properly? Or do I need to do it multiple times? Okay, yeah, I am realizing that there are so many shows as listed for next season that, like, I don't have English titles available for them. Because I'm having to look at these on my phone. Like, I'm having to look at this on my phone because I only have one monitor. And, yeah, a lot of these have Japanese titles and I have no idea what they're about. However, I know me. I absolutely know me. There will be at least one... There will probably be at least one kind of okay romantic comedy that I will end up watching next season. Knowing some of the people I know, there will also be at least one garbage isekai that I will be probably receiving regular updates on. Because I know people who love garbage isekai anime. And to be fair, I get it. I understand why people like garbage isekai anime. It's like, yeah, it's the most, like, it seems like just the most I do not need to think about it entertainment possible. And also, it's like, yeah, sure, like 90% of these are basically the same, but hey, when there's a good one, there's a really good one. And also, oh, 10 out of 10, thank you, Palmon. Okay, good job, Birdramon. Like, I'll be honest, I do not praise or scold my Digimon enough. Like, I know that if you praise it too much, its discipline goes down, and I know that if you scold it too much, its happiness goes down. And in general, I'm just really bad at managing that mechanic. I mean, realistically, you've seen me play this so far. You know I'm bad at managing every mechanic. Like, if there's a gameplay mechanic at work here, I am going to be bad at it. Okay, let's get up to 2000 MP, and then let's head on out into the world, I suppose. Because then I feel like we'll have at least a little bit of a chance. Okay, you know what? I'm just gonna use the porta potties. I'm just gonna use these. Birdramon, no. 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 Now. Use this so we can train more. 10 out of 10, thank you for just working with me on that, Birdramon. Okay, now... Sorry, I just quickly looked at the anime list again. So, I heard the first season of Arifureta was terrible. How does it keep getting greenlit for more seasons? Like, are people, like, really buying the Blu-rays that much? I mean, okay, I don't know about the light novels or the manga. Those might be amazing, I genuinely don't know. But I've heard that the anime was kinda garbage. Like, I don't know. I mean, to be fair, there are some amazing shows that don't get picked up for second seasons, and some garbage that just keep going. For my own safety, I will not be elaborating on that statement. For my own convenience and perhaps safety, I will not be elaborating on that statement because, hoo boy, do I have some opinions on some anime that are very popular, that I don't think are very good. And I will leave it at that. I will leave it at that because, yeah, there's a few. Actually, what have I even been watching this season? 10 out of 10, you know it's not been a great time when I've kind of just immediately forgotten what I've been watching. Probably because I started watching, like, 6 shows, and then went, yeah, I'll get back to these, and then kind of forgot to get back to half of them. So, as of the time of me recording this episode, I'm, like, halfway through the season of Hero Academia. I kind of, like, because it kind of just stopped for a couple of weeks for a couple of times, and I kind of just forgot to get back to it. Like, I've been watching The Elusive Samurai, that's really good. Although, it did do that thing that it seems to be increasingly happening, and I hate it, where it's like, hey, this show is 12 episodes. Why do we have a recap episode when we have 12 episodes? That's uncalled for, it's unnecessary, what purpose does that serve? It's like, well, we have 3 episodes. What's left? It's like, okay, yeah. If you're gonna give me a recap episode, do it at the start of the next season. Not like 3 episodes before the end of this one. And I will never understand anime doing that. It seems so pointless to me. Other than that, though, the show is really good, and I'm enjoying it quite a lot. It's definitely Cloverworks on what... I'd say it's one of Cloverworks' better productions, and I'm saying this as someone who typically quite likes what Cloverworks makes, although they definitely don't have a perfect track record. Look, that second season of The Promised Neverland does not exist. I know it's a running joke that we all say it doesn't exist, but no, it doesn't exist. It doesn't follow... Birdramon pooped itself in its sleep again. Okay. I mean, I had no control over that, but okay. And once again, that counts as a care mistake, because you know, something happened while the game wasn't in my control. Yeah, that's on me. But yeah, so what was I talking about? It was like 10 seconds ago. Oh yeah, Cloverworks. I think Cloverworks generally do make pretty good shows, but I feel like they also periodically miss. Like, I feel like they don't always hit, but they don't always miss. Okay, we've had an Omni floppy. Fair enough. Okay, Birdramon, let's head on out into the world and get some fights in. Right. I don't even know if I can win the next major boss fight, to be totally honest. And I sure as hell don't have I don't have the money to buy healing items. I should double check. Do I have enough to buy an autopilot to get home? I should double check that before I go anywhere. I have 150 bits. I cannot afford an autopilot to get home. So if I am getting back, it is because I have died or I have walked back. But hey, that's on me. But yeah, I know, Cloverworks are an interesting anime studio because they periodically do make something really good. Like, the first season of The Promised Neverland is one of my favourite seasons of anime ever. And I do have the entire set of the manga, which is part of why that second season, it just irritates me so much. Because I love that manga. That manga is fantastic. Simultaneously, there's obviously people aren't the most positive in terms of talking about the Persona 5 adaptation. My personal take on Persona 5, the animation, is it's fine. It's definitely, like, if you want it to be a substitute for the game, it's definitely not gonna work. Like, but I don't think it's a bad adaptation, per se. I think it kind of rushes through things a lot. Like, it definitely rushes through things a lot. And maybe it should give a bit more kind of focus and time on stuff. But realistically, I feel like there's always going to be that issue with adapting Persona into anime, especially adapting modern Persona into anime, where you will inevitably run into that issue, where it's like, hey, I have to deal with all the social links. Well, like, you have all of the social links to worry about and juggle all those. Or in the case of P5, the confidants, but realistically, look, I'm just gonna call them social links, because in terms of practicality, that's what they are. I know that the Persona 3 movies did them pretty okay, and so did the Persona 4 anime. I think the Persona 4 anime actually did it really well, because there's, like, I think it's a 2-episode section where it's basically where it stops focusing on Yu Narukami as the main character for a little while, and instead you start mainly seeing it from Nanako's perspective, and you basically get Nanako just investigating, like, what is he doing all the time? And then you just learn that he's doing just, like, 4 social links, and it's a good little bit. Genuinely, the Persona 4 anime could have just worked itself as a slice-of-life comedy, and it would have still been good. But the Persona 3 movies are interesting to me, and by that I mean I still need to watch the second 2. Because, okay, so I've played original Persona 3, specifically FES. I've played id Reload, and I absolutely adore Persona 3, but I've never seen all of the movies. I've only seen the first 2. Sorry, did that hit twice? Okay, that's potentially insane. And also, Tsukaimon kind of drops money. It's not a massive amount to hit. 400 apiece? I'm not going to complain about that. You know what? Yeah, Birdramon, you absolutely cooked that Tsukaimon. Pop off. Pop off, Birdramon. Now then, I'm not going to bother fighting the next one, but I think Birdramon may be ready to move on in the game. Although, I would quite like to try to get a new move as well. Actually, now that I think about it, I don't know how that works. Although, Yanmamon doesn't appear just yet. I guess it's because we're still in, like, the transitionary period into the morning, I suppose. Okay, Birdramon, I guess you want to fight. But yeah, I feel like Cloverworks do pretty good work. Wonder Egg Priority was a weird one. Like, I haven't seen the full show. Oh, but I did hear that it was great at the start. I heard it was fantastic for the most part. And then it kind of just, like, dropped the ball right at the end. And honestly, that's always a sad thing to hear. Where a show started out amazing and then just kind of drops the ball right at the end. That's never what you want to hear. But hey, we won that fight without too much hassle. Birdramon is actually being really good. Like, I mean, realistically, we haven't fought anything super impressive yet, but Birdramon is kinda cooking. However, do I have the MP floppies available? I do. You know what? I'm gonna go and try to fight this boss. I may come to regret this decision in about 5 minutes' time, but I think we could win this. But yeah, back to me, fully rambling back around to what I was originally trying to say. Do you need, what's that butterfly mean? Birdramon, are you dying on me? Okay, I'm gonna be totally honest, there are two mechanics in this game that can pop up every now and then, where you'll see, like, a status ailment of a little butterfly, or a flower, and I don't know what either of them means, and they scare me a little bit, because I don't actually know. Like, that genuinely worries me. Every time I ever see them, it worries me a bit. But yeah, back to what I was saying about The Elusive Samurai. It's a good show for the most part, but I do have one slight issue with it, and I know that it's probably a production thing, I know it's probably a budget thing, but, like, the frequency with which there's just shots where, like, just someone is maybe a little too far away. Like, maybe it's just, like, because they aren't, maybe it's because they aren't a predominant character in that frame, but, like, when they're just, like, completely faceless, that's always been weird to me. Like, regardless of what it is, that's always been weird to me. Even in games, like the Grand Stream Saga. Did anyone else play that? I kind of want to play the Grand Stream Saga again, because I never finished it when I was a kid. Like, all the character models in that, they would have, like, faces in the animated cutscenes and everything, but then they just didn't have faces when you actually were in gameplay, and it was really strange looking. It's kind of the same in Metal Gear Solid 1, how you just don't have faces. Like, how you have, like, the kind of, like, outlines of faces, but you don't have, like, proper faces. Okay, so, let's head on up here, and now we get another confrontation, and hopefully we can win this fight. Okay, so, looks like a bird's nest. What do you think? I hear noise. So, here comes Birdramon for the mirror match. Birdramon doesn't even say anything. It just flies in and is like, right, we're fighting. You've invaded my home. Fighting time. Which, to be fair, understandable. Now, how much... Oh, that actually hit pretty hard. However, I want to believe I can win. That's a lot of damage. That's quite a bit of damage. Okay. I would like to believe that I can win this fight, though. Although the fact that we're getting blocked, like almost every single one of our attacks is getting blocked so far, isn't exactly inspiring confidence. Also, the fact that it seems to be doing a move that does more damage than it can quickly heal is not great for me. However, if I win this fight, that means I can probably learn that move, and that would be huge. That'd be a massive pickup. Because if I get a super damaging move that comes out really fast, that'd be great. And, okay, you know what? Keep going, Birdramon. Keep hitting them with Magma Bomb. It seems to be working, because it doesn't seem to be defending, and it stopped attacking for a little bit. Okay, that's another beam by the looks of things. However, Once the projectile is in flight, you can't cancel it. That's a good thing to have in this game. Okay, I am going to drop another MP floppy on it. Now, I'm going to wait for this thing to attack one more time. I'm going to heal. No, I'll wait on it. Okay, it does its attack. Now, Meteor Wing. That sounds so cool. Let's see what Meteor Wing does. And how much damage we can get with it. Okay, I hit for 730. Honestly, a little bit less than I was hoping for, but hey, I will take that. I will take my wins where I can get them, potentially. And that should land. Fantastic. Okay, we just need to get 4 or 5 more hits in. I think we win here. I do think we win here, but it will be... Like, I think it'll be close, but I do think we win here. Like, this is going to be cutting it extremely close. But I do believe I win this. Okay, I just need to heal. We'll go up to 1700. We need to get like 2 hits in, and then we win. Bang. It got blocked. I mean, I do have the Omni Floppy available if I need it, but I don't know how much it recovers, and that's an issue all unto itself. But I can take one more hit by the looks of things. I should be able to take one more, regardless of what it does. Okay, it has 300 health. I have no more heals available. I need this H to appear right now. 523. I need Meteor Wing to land. I need to land Meteor Wing, and I win. Okay, it was super close, but we win. The fact that it kind of paused for a second scared me so much. But hey, we got that huge win. Birdramon wins the mirror match, and we learned Prominence Beam. That's amazing. I love having that now. That's great. Okay, so what does it have to say? You're good. So it was your nest. Yeah. Sorry to enter without asking. Oh, don't worry about it. Huh? I've heard of you. I didn't know I was famous. You're probably the only human left on the island. Left? There have been others before me? Aren't you going to invite me to the city? Oh, yeah. Won't you come to the city? Okay, then let's get down to business. Hold on tight. Oh! Oh, we just got brought right back to the city? Okay, so Birdramon joins the city. Birdramon is a champion-level Digimon and will open up a fast travel service. It does cost money to fast travel, but we do now have a fast travel service. It opens up immediately. We now have access to Birdra Transport. So this is the game's fast travel. Basically, you just talk to Birdramon and see where you go. Oh, you're here. I'm a delivery man. I deliver anything. The only thing you can carry is yourself, right? Why don't I carry you guys? Great idea, huh? I'll take you any place, anytime. I'll charge you, of course. Where should I take you? So we can now get taken to any new location, basically. I think that going yourself may be the best way. So, we are now back in File City. Fantastic. We managed to beat Birdramon in that fight. It was extremely close, but hey, I will take my wins where I can get them. And now I'm going to switch... That's huge damage. What? Okay, let's get rid of that and put a Prominence Beam on. Prominence Beam having a power of 444 is kind of insane. Okay, what's Euromon have to say? Did you know that... did you know there's a place in the north called Iceberg Beach? Rumour has it that a huge Digimon appears often at the beach. Fair enough. However, I still have, like, no stats. Yeah, I'm still on the verge of death here. However, I know that Birdramon is going to, kind of fall asleep soon. The Birdramon, I think, will fall asleep relatively soon. So what I'm going to do is just kind of grind out some more stats, I think. Gonna grind out some more stats, and then just end off the episode when Birdramon takes a rest. Although... what stats... I should focus on my MP. What am I doing? Because I just got a move that costs like nearly 200, but has an insane power to it. So I might as well go all in on focusing on the MP stat right now. And, well, first things first, we also need to get Birdramon to the bathroom and get it some food. But yeah, so, Back to rambling myself back around to talking about The Elusive Samurai and how it's a really good show. Yeah, my only issue with it is how periodically in scenes you'll see people in backgrounds or, like, kind of talking, but they just won't have faces. That's my only real issue with the entire show. Other than that, I think it's a genuinely really solid show, and I would give it a big recommend. And as of right now, so far I'm really enjoying it. And I think episode 11 should have just come out when I'm recording this episode. But other than that, I've mostly just been watching a couple of comedy shows so far for the rest of summer season. I have been meaning to watch Mayonaka Punch. I heard that was pretty good, but I've only seen the first episode so far. Although, to be fair, it's like, hey, it's got a funny vampire character, and honestly, that immediately is worth the price of admission, I think. Because cool, funny vampire character is always an idea that I can get behind. Okay, so we nearly have 2,300. I'll go until Birdramon wants to sleep, as previously stated. And hopefully we can get through this, because honestly, Birdramon has become a lot more powerful a lot faster than I was expecting it to. And I'm very happy with that turn of events, because now I have a very powerful Birdramon available. And I should definitely focus on... Well, I have the money for it now, so I definitely want to stock up on some items, and next time we can finally do what I meant to do 3 episodes ago, which is go and investigate at the far north of the island. So, next time, we're gonna actually be heading into Friesland properly. You know, at long last, I hear you say. Because, well, I haven't been to Friesland yet, and I know that things in there get very dangerous. Because Friesland doesn't mess around. And, I mean, there's a couple of Digimon in there that maybe mess around, but for the most part, it is not a location in-game that's messing around. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is quickly run back to Digimon's house, or at least kind of back to this main screen of File City. I'm going to save and end off today's episode. So today, I basically just did a mountain of grinding, rambled on for a little bit, and then we fought Birdramon and got Birdramon to join the city. So we won the mirror match, and next time, we're finally going to go and investigate Friesland. So I'm going to end off today's episode here. As always, feel free to leave a comment or click any of the buttons down below if you feel so inclined, and I'll hopefully see you all next time for more Digimon World. Okay, thanks for watching. Later.